Imagine this. You're going about your everyday routine when suddenly an ordinary object turns into a deadly hazard. Sounds like a scene from the Final Destination franchise, right? Well, the latest installment, Final Destination Bloodlines, released in 2025, takes those chilling what-if scenarios to new heights with its story of a college student plagued by nightmares of a catastrophic tower collapse, racing to save her family from an inescapable fate. But what if I told you that some of the most bizarre accidents in those movies have eerie parallels in real life? Today, we're diving deeper into true stories of unexpected tragedies that remind us how fragile life can be. These accounts are based on verified reports, and while they're shocking, we'll focus on the facts, the human elements, and the lessons they teach. Stick around. You might just think twice about that open dishwasher or tailgating a log truck. Let's start in the kitchen, a place most of us consider safe. Back on May 28, 2003, in Airdrie, North Lanarkshire, Scotland, 31-year-old Jane MacDonald was visiting her relative, Reverend Sharon Colvin, and helping tidy up before bed. The dishwasher door was open as she moved around the kitchen. In a heartbreaking mishap, she slipped and fell directly onto a sharp knife that was positioned blade up in the appliance's cutlery basket. The knife impaled her, causing severe injuries. She was rushed to Monklands General Hospital, but tragically died shortly after admission, reportedly in the arms of her brother. This incident shocked the community, with even Scotland's Justice Minister expressing disbelief at the freak tragedy. This case echoed a similar tragedy 6 years earlier, on March 31, 1997, when 12-year-old Mark Rockingham from Kettering, Northamptonshire, England, was at home reaching over an open dishwasher to grab something from a cupboard. He lost his balance, tripping and falling onto a knife protruding from the open drawer. The blade punctured his chest, severing a major artery. Despite being rushed to the hospital, young Mark succumbed to his injuries hours later, leaving his family devastated. These incidents highlight the hidden dangers in household appliances, a stark reminder to always load sharp items point down, keep floors dry and clear, and perhaps even close appliance doors when not in use. Shifting to the outdoors, winter weather can turn familiar paths into perilous traps. On the morning of December 19, 2011, 23-year-old youth worker Kirsty Scott was heading to her job in Perth, Scotland, when she slipped on an icy path just outside her flat. She fell awkwardly onto a nearby spiked fence, with a 5-inch metal spike embedding deeply into her throat, trapping her in place for about 30 minutes. Neighbors heard her cries and called emergency services, who carefully removed her and rushed her to Ninewells Hospital in Dundee for emergency surgery. Remarkably, the spike missed her major arteries and windpipe by millimeters, and surgeons predicted minimal scarring. Kirsty survived, crediting her rescuers and medical team for her recovery. Her story is a testament to quick community response and medical expertise, but it underscores the importance of caution on slippery surfaces, like using salt or wearing proper footwear. Now, picture dining at a revolving restaurant high above the city. Sounds glamorous, doesn't it? For the Holt family from Charlotte, North Carolina, a vacation lunch on April 14, 2017, at the Sundial restaurant atop Atlanta's Westin Peachtree Plaza Hotel started that way. The family, including parents Rebecca and Michael Holt, was enjoying the slowly rotating floor that offers panoramic views of the city. After their meal, their 5-year-old son, Charles Charlie Holt, wandered a few steps ahead. Tragically, he became wedged in a narrow 5-inch gap between a stationary wall and a moving booth, a known pinch point without an emergency stop nearby. As the floor continued to rotate, Charlie suffered a crushed skull and severe head trauma. Family, staff, and patrons desperately tried to free him, but it took precious minutes to halt the mechanism. He was rushed to a nearby hospital but passed away hours later. The family later filed and settled a lawsuit against the hotel, aiming to improve safety measures and prevent future horrors. If Bloodlines has you wary of tall buildings and rotating eateries, this real event might cure any lingering curiosity, emphasizing the need for child supervision and design safeguards. Workplace hazards can be just as unpredictable. On December 28, 2005, in Loveland, Colorado, 54-year-old Brian Ganyard Morse, owner of Brian's tree trimming and removal service, was on the ground feeding branches into a commercial wood chipper, while his longtime partner, Chad Swank, trimmed dead limbs from a 40-foot tree using a cherry picker. Around 1:15 p.m., Morse's glove reportedly got snagged on a branch, pulling his hand and then his body into the machine's hopper. Swank, noticing from above, shut off his chainsaw, descended quickly, and tried to intervene, but it was too late. This veteran of 6 years in the business left behind a community mourning the loss, highlighting the critical need for safety gear like kill switches and never working alone near such machinery. Safety protocols around heavy equipment save lives. This underscores why they're non-negotiable. Fans of the Final Destination series know the infamous log truck scene all too well, and Bloodlines ramps up the tension with its own vehicular horrors. In July 2023, a 25-year-old woman from Fernandina Beach, Florida, was driving her SUV too closely behind a semi-tractor trailer loaded with wooden logs on State Road 200 in Nassau County. Around midnight on July 18th at a traffic light, she failed to stop in time and collided with the trailer's rear, dislodging several logs that smashed through her vehicle's front, crushing her. She was extricated and rushed to University of Florida Health Jacksonville, but was pronounced dead shortly after. The truck driver was unharmed. That same week, on July 20th in Albany, Georgia, on East Oglethorpe Boulevard, one logging truck rear-ended another stopped at a traffic light. The impact caused logs to shift, trapping the rear driver in his cab with severe injuries. Emergency crews worked to free him, and he was hospitalized in critical condition, but thankfully survived. Always maintain a safe following distance on the road. Those memes about log trucks aren't just for laughs, they're a warning. Freak weather can amplify everyday risks too. On April 3, 2009, in North Platte, Nebraska, 49-year-old Diana Hayes Duray and her husband Mark, both from Chambers, drove their pickup truck to a Taco Bell parking lot to meet a Wyoming couple interested in buying their dog from the back seat. They parked directly under the restaurant's massive 75-foot-tall sign as agreed, on a day with winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour. Suddenly, the pole snapped at its base due to the high winds, sending the entire structure crashing down onto the truck's cab. Diana was killed instantly from the impact, while Mark suffered injuries but survived, as did the dog. The prospective buyers arrived to witness the horrific scene just before paramedics pronounced her dead. This accident prompted discussions on sign structural integrity in windy areas. It's a sobering example of how strong winds can turn static objects into threats, advising caution during severe weather alerts. Lawnmowers, those summer staples, cause thousands of injuries annually in the U.S., with around 10,000 affecting children, often leading to amputations. On March 3, 2025, around 9:30 a.m., 55-year-old experienced groundskeeping contractor Jorge Gonzalez was operating a commercial riding lawnmower on the campus of Northwest Vista College in San Antonio, Texas. He inadvertently drove over an unseen ledge, causing the mower to tumble down an embankment into a drainage ditch. Gonzalez fell off during the flip, and the heavy machine landed on top of him, crushing him. Emergency responders arrived quickly but were unable to resuscitate him at the scene. Tragically, children are often victims too. In October 2024, 3-year-old Anthony "Baby T" Dunn was riding on a lawnmower with his grandfather in Pickaway County, Ohio, when he unexpectedly jumped off and was run over by the blades. His father and grandfather acted fast, lifting the mower and using a belt as a tourniquet to stem the bleeding. Baby T was airlifted to a hospital where he underwent surgery, losing one foot and part of his other leg. He's recovering as a fighter, with family support through a GoFundMe for his medical needs. Keep kids indoors and away from operating mowers. It's a simple rule that prevents heartbreak. Road trips can turn nightmarish in an instant. On May 23, 2023, members of the Tulsa, Oklahoma-based pop-punk band Cliff Diver, vocalist Brianna Wright, drummer Elliot Cooper, guitarist Matt Ayler, and bassist Tyler Rogers were en route to their first show in Las Vegas for the Punk Rock Saves Lives Festival, driving their new tour van on Interstate 44 near Stroud. About an hour out of Tulsa, a loud boom echoed as a large steel chain link, likely from a snapped load-bearing strap on a passing 18-wheeler, shattered the windshield and lodged deeply into Tyler's neck while he was driving. The impact knocked him unconscious, puncturing his carotid artery and jugular vein and fracturing his neck. Bandmates quickly took control. Cooper grabbed the wheel to pull over safely, and they called 911. Paramedics revived Tyler, who underwent emergency surgery and ICU care. Miraculously, he avoided brain damage and made a full recovery, with the band canceling the show, but raising funds via GoFundMe for his bills. The sheriff confirmed the chain's origin, calling his survival nothing short of a miracle. Miracles like this remind us of human resilience and the unpredictability of highway hazards. Finally, a routine morning turned fatal on June 8, 2014, for 17-year-old apprentice bricklayer Grant Adams in South Shields, England. Excited about his upcoming 18th birthday, his first car, and becoming a father with a baby on the way, Grant got out of bed and tripped over a shoe in his flat on South Frederick Street. He lost his balance and fell headfirst into an upright sunbed, shattering several UV light tubes. The broken glass pierced his jugular vein deeply. In a daze, he pulled out the shards and stumbled downstairs, collapsing in a pool of blood. His mother and her boyfriend found him, applied pressure, and called for help. Grant was airlifted to Newcastle's Royal Victoria Infirmary, where he endured a 5-hour operation, but he passed away the next evening, surrounded by family. In a selfless act, his organs were donated, saving multiple lives and bringing some light to the tragedy. His story turns profound loss into hope, urging us to keep living spaces clutter-free. These stories, while unsettling, show that life's twists can mimic movie plots. From the Final Destination movies to reality, they urge us to stay vigilant, drive safely, secure your surroundings, and cherish every moment. If this video resonated, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Until next time, please stay safe out there, and as always, stay curious.